I don't think Stewart humiliated him. I thought Stewart's performance was even a little embarrassing because Jon Stewart, he was calling Tucker Carlson out for things that he claimed were mistruths, and Tucker responded by saying, "Well, actually, you said this on your show, and that isn't true." And Jon Stewart goes, "It's a comedy show," as if Jon Stewart isn't trying to convince people of things because he's just a comedian. It was really, really slimy.
Duplicitous.
It was very duplicitous because you can't have it both ways. You can't say I do an educational comedy show that teaches people things, and then when someone calls you out for misinformation, say, it's a comedy show, who cares? But that's exactly what Jon Stewart was doing.
It's just a joke when I say a thing that happened is true, followed by joke.
Exactly.
What Jon Stewart and the rest of his ilk do is they'll say, here's a true thing that happened, and now joke. And it's then they claim the lie was the joke the whole time.
Exactly.
So they'll say, Seamus was seen kicking dogs. Was the dog Snoopy?
And that did happen, but there's a justification for it I don't want to get into right now.
Right, so the point is they'll say, Seamus kicked a dog, and then that's the fact. And then they go, and was the dog Snoopy? Some ridiculous nonsense.
Yeah.
And then everyone laughs. And then later they'll be like, the whole thing was a joke. And you'll be like, Seamus never kicked a dog. And be like, no, we were joking.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll talk about it like it's news plus jokes, and then when they get called out for saying something that wasn't true, they'll go, "Oh, no, but it's just a joke. What's the big deal?"
So I seem to remember Tucker. This is 2003, 4, 5.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, he was just basically the war in Iraq is good, Barack Obama's bad, and all the Republicans are good, and the Democrats are bad. And that was not. I was in the zone of Obama's good, war is bad, but he was and. Something happened right around that Jon Stewart interview with them where he changed. He disappeared for a year, came out, and he lost the bow tie, and he got way more serious.
I miss the bow tie. I do miss the bow tie, but I remember that interview. And
the bow tie was so that...
You're right that Tucker Carlson was very much like a typical, kind of neocon broadcaster.
Well, that's what the bow tie was for, so that when you were looking at him and he was saying that we need to go blow up foreigners, you were like, but that bow tie.
That's a nice,
it's just so funny.
It is a nice bow tie. He's like, I tied it myself.
The other thing, idea is maybe he did a bunch of mushrooms one day.
I don't think... Why is that always it? Why can't someone just come to realize something true without doing a bunch of mushrooms?
Wouldn't it be great?
So that interview made him change his opinions on the Iraq war?
I don't think it did.
No, Ian's just crazy.
I'm just kind of throwing one out there. I don't know if it was that interview, but around that time of his life, he kind of had this change of momentum.
He switched all his opinions?
At some point, not all of them, but he began to oppose the kind of neoconservative foreign policy perspective, because he used to be very much in lockstep with the rest of the right wing at that time, which was saying, yes, our freedom is over in the Middle East. Let's go get it.
Osama bin Laden bad. We were attacked 9/11, terrorents. 2 airplanes.
I'm being snide. I'm being snide, right? But neoconservatism is intellectually bankrupt. It's just a form of Marxism.
I feel like they just co-opted the conservative movement, this neo-war movement. Now
Trump kicked them out, though.
I was so young when all that stuff was going on. I don't even...
How old were you in 2006?
I was 10.
No, yeah, we're the same age.
Yeah,
about the same age. I remember those.
Did you watch that stuff when you were back then?
So I watched it a little bit. Yeah, I used to, when we would drive anywhere, we didn't listen to music in the car. It was always talk radio, always talk radio. And so I heard a lot of it. And my dad is one of those guys where he listens to both sides. At that time, he definitely did. And so I heard, unfortunately, I heard my fair share of NPR as well. But yeah, a lot of Rush Limbaugh, Michael Savage, the OGs.
Yeah, my dad used to listen to them too, but I didn't know what they were talking about. I was so confused.
I was fired, little 10-year-old James was fired. I was like, these politically correct liberals, they're destroying America.
I was like, Dad, turn the radio off.